Hi, so sorry about that. We're just trying to get used to all the software. So hopefully you heard what I said. But today I want to talk about, and the lead was the market. Is it hot or not? So a lot of people there's a lot of prognostication about the market. Stephen Thomas, who gives us a lot of information about the Orange County real estate market, was just talking about that. We're seeing, as I said, it's not a sales problem, it's an inventory problem. That's what Stephen really touched on, and he had a lot of charts and graphs, and I'm a big data guy, so I eat that stuff up. And we're going to be posting a lot of numbers. But yesterday, I held an open house in Irvine, 8 Boston, which is a condo in Heritage Park, which was the first area that I ever started selling homes in. That in Deerfield area. It's called El Camino Real. And built in 1977, 1,671 square feet. Yesterday, we had 175 people through the open house. It was unbelievable. We had first-time buyers, we had move-up buyers, we had people that were looking to downsize. We had investors. It was amazing. It really was. And I really couldn't keep up with all the people running through. And so we had, I'd say, about 9 agents brought clients, and tomorrow we've got agents that are going to be bringing their clients by. But here's the bottom line in all this: 175 people, 1 open house. We already have multiple offers, and it's amazing. We just don't have enough homes to sell. People have now come back and they've oriented themselves to the market. They understand they're going to pay more. They understand that's going to cost more because of the financing. And gosh, 2.5 years ago, you could have bought, for all intents and purposes, almost double the home. To give you a good example, if you're looking to buy a home for $1 million and you could get 3% loan, forget the IT and I out of, but the principal loan, let's say, was $3,000. So by the time you throw PITI, the IT and I, which is interest, tax, insurance, so they call it PITI, could be, let's say, $3,800, $4,000. Now at 6%, just the principal is going to run you $6,000. All things being equal, 30-year loan, fixed rate. So you're getting half the home for the same amount of money, and that's why I think a lot of people still haven't adjusted to that. But I think most have. I should say some haven't adjusted to that, but most have. And we saw that yesterday. I saw and I heard it in the voices of the buyers. I heard it in the voices of the real estate agents. One agent said he's been working with the client for over a year. They're submitting offers, and they just keep getting outbid, and it's tough because, and we saw this on the flip side with short sales. But what happens is you start chasing the market. You want time to market. So you need to be ahead of the market, and by that I mean be a little more aggressive with the offer, a little more aggressive with the financing, a little more aggressive with. I mean, there's all kinds of things. And keep in mind, in California, there's a lot of down payment assistance programs. A new one is called the Dream for All program, and that's an equity share where the state, through HFA, the housing authority, will loan you up to 20% of your purchase. It can be used for down payment, it can be used for closing costs. It's an equity share, so when you sell, they'll take up to whatever amount they loaned you. There is low income, and there's what's called moderate income. So low income, it's a little less, it's 15% versus 20%. But there are a lot of stipulations on that. There's only 300 million available. It's going to go fast. Everybody came through yesterday. That's a first-time buyer. Absolutely loves the program. There's down payment assistance. There's grants. And there's other loan programs. But my point is that they're trying to do everything. The state's trying to figure out how to help buyers buy a home because the market continues to run. For all intents and purposes, we'll probably set a record for this development, and can't give out the exact price, but it's a pretty high number for a 1,700 square foot condo in Irvine, built in 1977. But we understand the angst, we understand the anxiety of buyers. But again, what we're seeing is low inventory. Today, as I was looking at the multiple listing service, I didn't see a lot of new homes being listed. I think in Irvine, there's 121 homes on the market, and that's everywhere. We see a lot of flips. We see a lot of buyers in Orchard Hills, and we see them we saw them in Hidden Canyon. We saw some. Now, Toll Brothers forbid someone from flipping for the first year, and they required the buyer to come in and do some landscaping. We're not seeing that in Orchard Hills. People are buying homes for cash and they're putting the market the next day for 500,000 more. Let's say they bought it for 3.5 million, thus for 4 million. It's crazy. And so they don't even have they don't even have to do any landscaping. It's you buy it and you put it back in the market simply because you were cash. Now the downside to that, of course, when the market turns, some of those people will be catching a falling knife, so to speak. It's going to go, and it's certainly going to cause some economic damage. If you got 4 million cash, probably not as big a deal. A few 100,000 here or there. But what it does as a buyer, then you can't work with the builder on the upgrades. You can't work with the builder on financing. You can't take advantage of builder special incentives. All that's been taken off the table because you're not the original owner. You didn't buy from the builder. You bought from the first owner. And it's interesting because there's really no value add. It's just that you had the cash to buy and you're going to throw it on the market and flip. And the same thing we see sometimes when it comes to stocks. We see stocks and bonds, certainly commodities, things like that. I've had people that it's arbitraging, and it's you buy something, you mark it up, and you resell it. It's arbitraging. I don't know. Here's a useless fact for many. Dreyfus, the woman on not Friends, on what's that funny? I say comedian. Seinfeld show. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, her family, they're multi-billionaires. They're one of the largest arbitrageurs in the world. So you could buy a tanker of oil for $42 million and sell it for $43 million. That's arbitraging. You're not creating anything really. You're just making a profit by being a middleman. And I guess kind of like real estate agents sometimes. We're kind of arbitrageurs in a sense. But I pray that we do create value. So anyway, that's my take on the market. 175 people through. We had people that already we got multiple offers. But again, some people have been looking for over a year. I met with someone who was looking to sell. And they wanted to put an offer, but it's tough to compete with cash because the cash buyers, it's not just the amount. Here's the thing, it's not just the amount. It's they're willing to waive contingencies, appraisal contingency, which is big. If you're setting a record on prices, the home might not appraise. And so that's an issue for some sellers. There's no loan contingency. They can shorten up other contingencies. So yeah, that can be a really big deal. We want to do best. We want to do best for our sellers. That's what we're hired to do. And so negotiating the best deal for them is a mix of things. It's price, it's terms, conditions. It could be possession. If someone needs 45 days, that cash buyer wants to take possession of the home in 21 days. Oddly enough, that might not be the best offer. It might be the best price, but might not be the best overall offer. So all these things come into consideration when we're negotiating. And it's interesting because a lot of people say, well, this is going to be an easy deal. I'm pre-approved, and this, but there's no such thing as an easy deal. There's just not. There's a lot of moving parts. You've probably got in a transaction, you could have 20 to 50 people involved. You've got the HOA, you've got the inspectors, you've got, if you have lending, you have title, you have escrow, you have natural hazard disclosures. You've got a lot of people that are touching this thing as it's moving forward. If anything, quote unquote, breaks down, then of course we need to step in and solve the problem. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of us A lot of us like using the same title in escrow. It's not that we're getting kickbacks. At least I'm not. I don't know if anybody is, but I can trust them. I know that if I need a preliminary title report, that my title reps can get it. I love Ticor Title, the Duarte brothers, Felix and Tomas. I love First American, Jeff Gibson. These are hardworking people. I've used multiple escrows, and so if it's a no name, we really shy away from that. One of the things that we also do, we want to make certain that there's not a lot of pad. Some escrows will pad. They'll charge all kinds of weird fees, storage fees, S fees, and tie-ins, and that. It can. I've seen $1,000 worth of fees, which are junk fees, and good escrow company doesn't need to do that. They're going to charge. They're going to charge a fairly consistent amount between escrow companies. If you're using a reputable company, they don't need to pad and make that quote unquote extra profit. Something we do as real estate agents, and I'm not disparaging real estate agents that do this. We don't charge transaction fees, transaction coordinator fees. Some agents or brokerages do. I figure that's my cost of doing business. I do the paperwork. I help you with the paperwork. We go over the paperwork. If we hire a transaction coordinator that comes in and wants to manage all the paperwork, that's out of our fees. That's out of our pocket. We don't charge you for that. Some people have a special buyer fee. Some people have a special. There's all kinds of fees, and that's one of the things that certainly if you're working with us and you're a buyer or seller, we want to make certain as we look over the contracts that there aren't extra fees being charged by the broker or by the agent, and sometimes they are. We're with Coldwell Banker, and Coldwell Banker doesn't do that, but at least not in Orange County. Again, they might do it elsewhere. But some of the things that you want to look out for. That's one of the things that we do for you. That's one of the things we do when you buy a new home. We're there. We look over the contracts. We'll help you look over loan documents, escrow documents, title, all those things. And we'll meet with you. We'll at the property. We'll go through the property. We'll be there for the builder walkthroughs. We'll be there for the final inspections. We'll be there if you'd like us present when you meet with other vendors. Let's see, our audio video. We have great audio video we can refer you to. Audio video. Let's say you're meeting with a flooring person because you want to change the flooring after you close escrow. Be there. Appliance people. We can be there the entire. We can even go. We can accompany you to the builder showroom and sit down with you. We've done this with clients. We can sit down and help you pick out materials and say, well, we know that you can get this material. You can save $5,000 if you buy it after the close. However, you might want to buy the refrigerator from the builder because they're going to plumb it. They're going to plumb it, and they're going to have a water line. So, and we all know that water leaks are horrific. So, little things that we've learned over 17 years. And I didn't have the grade 17 years ago. Of course, didn't have a family either. Had a motorcycle, but it's a good trade. The family for the motorcycle. So anyway, one of the things that we also want to do in these videos, when we want to have fun, we want to educate, we want to inform. If you're looking to buy, sell, or move, certainly the next 5 days, 50 days, or further out, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to help you make a smooth move to Orange County, LA County, San Diego County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, even Ventura County. If you're looking to sell, give us a call. Our social media marketing is fabulous. We're great negotiators. We're good people. I have a beautiful wife. She makes great brownies too. So call us. Reach out to us. Set up a Zoom call. Love to help you. Appreciate you watching.